Have you ever noticed your dog bringing you a toy and then refusing to let you take it? They walk over proudly with their favorite ball, rope, or stuffed animal hanging from their mouth. Their tail is wagging, their eyes are locked on you. For a second, it feels like they're giving you a gift, but the moment you reach for it, they pull back. Sometimes they grow playful, sometimes they dodge your hand, sometimes they just stand there holding it, staring at you like they want something you don't fully understand. Most people think this is just a game, and yes, part of it is. But if you look deeper into what your dog is actually doing in that moment, you'll realize this behavior reveals something incredibly important about the way your dog sees you. Because when your dog brings you a toy but won't let go, they are communicating emotionally, instinctively, and sometimes even protectively. In fact, one of the reasons behind this behavior goes all the way back to your dog's ancient survival instincts. And the final reason? That one completely changes the way you understand your relationship with your dog. First, your dog may be inviting you into a trust ritual. To humans, a toy is just an object. To your dog, it's much more than that. Dogs form emotional attachments to specific items, especially toys they use every single day. That slobbery old tennis ball you think is disgusting, your dog may see it as one of their most valuable possessions. So when they carry it over to you and stand there wagging their tail, they're not always trying to surrender it completely. Sometimes they're doing something far more meaningful. They're saying, I trust you enough to share this moment with you. Notice how many dogs don't drop the toy immediately. Instead, they hold on to it while standing close to you, almost like they want both things at the same time, the toy and your attention. That's because the real reward often isn't losing the toy, it's interacting with you. Your dog doesn't necessarily want the object to leave their mouth forever. They want engagement, connection, a shared emotional experience. And honestly, once you notice this pattern, you start realizing your dog values your reaction more than the toy itself. That's why some dogs look unbelievably excited the second you acknowledge them, even before the game actually begins. Your attention activates them emotionally. But there's another reason dogs refuse to let go of toys, and this one is deeply instinctual. Your dog may be triggering their prey drive behavior. Long before dogs became household pets, their ancestors survived through chasing, grabbing, and controlling moving targets. That instinct never fully disappeared. It simply adapted into play. That's why tug-of-war feels so intense for many dogs. Their brain treats resistance as stimulation. The moment you grab the toy and pull lightly, something ancient switches on inside them. Suddenly, their posture changes. Their grip tightens. Their tail becomes more active. Their eyes sharpen with focus. To them, this becomes an exciting challenge. And here's something most owners misunderstand completely. When your dog refuses to let go during play, it usually isn't aggression, it's excitement. There's a huge difference. Aggressive dogs show tension, warning behavior, stiff posture, defensive reactions. Playful dogs, on the other hand, usually stay loose, bouncy, energetic, and emotionally engaged with you. They may growl during tug games, but it's often a playful vocalization, not a threat. In fact, many dog behavior experts encourage controlled tug play because it mentally stimulates dogs and strengthens owner interaction when done correctly. But here's where it gets fascinating. Sometimes your dog brings you a toy specifically because they want to test your mood. Have you ever noticed your dog approaching you differently depending on how you feel? When you're happy, they act more playful. When you're sad, they move more gently. When you're stressed, they sometimes hesitate before approaching. Dogs are constantly reading emotional signals from humans, and bringing you a toy can actually be a social check in. Think about it. Your dog can't ask, hey, are you okay today? So instead, they create interaction. They bring the toy close. They wait for your reaction. They study your voice, your body language, your energy, and based on your response, they learn how you're feeling emotionally. That's why some dogs repeatedly bring toys to owners who are crying, anxious, or sitting alone quietly. They're not just asking to play, sometimes they're trying to reconnect with you emotionally. And the craziest part? Many dogs will continue the behavior until they successfully change your mood. If they make you laugh, mission accomplished. If they get you moving, success. If you finally smile and interact with them, they relax. Your emotional state matters to your dog more than most people realize. But not every toy interaction is about play or comfort. Sometimes your dog refuses to let go because the toy becomes part of a social game they created specifically for you. Dogs love predictable emotional routines. That's why many of them repeat the exact same behaviors over and over when they know it gets a reaction. Maybe your dog always runs away when you reach for the toy. Maybe they fake drop it, then snatch it back at the last second. Maybe they want you to chase them around the couch every evening at exactly the same time. That's not randomness. Your dog is building rituals with you. Little games that become emotionally important because they're shared experiences between the two of you. And over time, those routines become part of your relationship itself. That's why dogs often repeat certain games only with specific people. One family member gets cuddles, another gets rough play, another gets the keep away game. Dogs customize relationships. They learn what emotional experiences belong to each person. And honestly, this next reason hits differently once you understand it. Sometimes your dog brings you a toy because they see you as family, not owner, family. In wild social groups, animals often bring valued items, food, or opportunities to trusted members of their group. Sharing creates social bonds. So when your dog proudly walks toward you, carrying their favorite toy, there's a strong emotional component underneath the behavior, especially when they do it repeatedly. You become the person they want to include in moments of joy. That toy becomes a bridge between your world and theirs. And this is why dogs often bring toys immediately after you come home. Think about that for a second. Out of all the things they could do first, they choose interaction, not water, not food, not sleep, you. And often the toy is simply their way of saying, I'm happy you're here. But there's still one final reason some dogs refuse to let go of toys, and this one surprises almost everyone. Your dog may actually be afraid the interaction will end. Watch carefully what happens after many dogs finally surrender the toy. Some immediately wait for the next throw. Others stare intensely at your hands. Some grab the toy again instantly, because to them, possession of the toy controls the continuation of the moment. As long as they still have partial control over it, the interaction stays alive. The attention continues. The bonding continues. The excitement continues. But fully letting go can sometimes feel like risking the end of the experience altogether, especially for emotionally attached dogs, rescue dogs, lonely dogs, or dogs who spend long periods waiting for attention during the day. And suddenly, that stubborn behavior doesn't seem stubborn anymore. It becomes emotional because your dog isn't always protecting the toy itself. Sometimes they're protecting the moment they're sharing with you. And honestly, when you see it that way, everything changes. The playful teasing, the tugging, the refusal to drop the ball, the goofy little games they insist on repeating every single day. Underneath all of it is usually one simple truth. Your dog found someone they deeply love interacting with. You. That's why they bring the toy over in the first place. Not because they care more about the object than you, but because the object became a tool for closeness, for trust, for attention, for connection. And one day, when the house feels a little too quiet and that favorite toy is sitting untouched on the floor, you'll realize the game was never really about the toy at all.